to hold off on baling contracts at least until there's 4 or 5 we can do and they're paying out a good amount of money, and then we can do multiple silage baling contracts, and that'll give us some more silage income as well. Yeah, baler's 330, but you've also got the pelletizers, the big thing. It probably doesn't matter if I don't use the straw harvest baler. I've already got a square baler, so I don't need to. Do I have a square baler? I must have, because I was wrapping stuff. Yeah, we made all our hay bales, so we got a square baler. So I don't need another one. But you've got the pelletizer, where you put the bales into it and it chomps them up and makes the pellets. That's probably also quite expensive, but you can use any old baler on it. I think the baler, the round baler is nice because you can have variable sized bales, although I'm not sure how well that's going to play with, say, the Anderson DLC bale pickup trailers. Plus on this map, round bales are not a particularly wise idea. So, as far as fields are concerned, so we've harvested one. This one and this one aren't ready yet. That one needs herbicide, that one needs fertilizer and herbicide. So at the very minimum I'm going to fertilize that one again, because fertilizer is a better bonus than weeds are a detriment. Plus the weeds on this field aren't 100% coverage, so they're only affecting small patches. But I need to get that field done. Actually, it's not as bad. Oxygen David has a script running on his maps wherein bales can't roll through hedges. It also means that trailers with bales on the back don't go through hedges either, which is kind of interesting. But it's the script that just says a bale can't go through a hedge, and the hedge is treated as a solid impediment to travel. Now, if you're using the bale pickup trailer, I think I've got one of those. If you're using this thing, the bales aren't really there. They're just pictures of bales sitting on the trailer until you unload it. Now, there may be a script within this trailer which says, act like the bales have weight, so the more bales you have on the trailer, the more drag there is on a tractor. But as far as the game is concerned, a physical bale isn't there. So you can drive those trailers through Oxygen David hedges, but you can't. I couldn't drive that other trailer. That one over there, the one with the logging pylons on it at the moment. Those will not go through a hedge because the bales are seen as real by the game. And I've had a few incidents of that on, I believe it was Colborough Park Farm, back in Farm Sim 17, where I'm just driving a trailer full of bales. And I thought, oh, I'll just nip through this hedge, and the tractor almost went into orbit. I hit the hedge so hard. But it's a good thing because it stops round bales rolling around, and that was another issue on Coldborough Park Farm, was you could be driving down the road and round a corner and there's 10 bales just sitting in the middle of the road. Oh, I wonder where all those went, because I harvested them 3 miles away and they've rolled downhill. But it does mean that bales will congregate all along the edge by a hedge, and may be difficult to recover because they're too close to the edge of the hedge to manoeuvre around them. Yeah, there's no hiding and seeking on an Oxygen David map. It's just a matter of dodging and weaving while you're making them, because the bales you made at the top of the hill are all rolling at you. I did have, Lawfolds did have, or didn't have impassable hedges for bales, but it didn't have that many hedge-only field divides. They were all hedges with fences in, or hedges with walls in, or just walls, or just fences. So the bales would stop at the edge of a field, but I would be running the mowing train where I've got the tractor with the mower, and followed up by a windrower, followed up by a baler. And you'd head down the field, creating bales, and then when you turn around and start heading up the field, you've got all these bales rolling down the field at you and crossing the various mowing lanes. It just got very frustrating, and I allocated the entirety of the harvest for 1 year to buying square baling equipment, because I was just done with dodging around bales bowling down the hill towards me while I'm still trying to work. Same with a harvester. If you had a harvester with a follow me baler behind it, those straw bales would be rolling down the hill at you. Here we are again. I think we had about 260,000 litres of silage still in the clamp when we started today. So that is 260. It's about 13 trips all in. We may not get them all done today. Unfortunately, something I noticed with that particular clamp is that when you uncover it, you uncover the entire amount. You don't uncover it in stages. Which, when you're feeding cows silage, is actually a bad thing. You kind of scrape off a row of silage for use, and leave, kind of like cutting a loaf of bread, you leave as little bread open to the air as possible, and use it as quickly as possible after, because otherwise you end up with your silage going mouldy and your cows getting sick. So having as little of it open to the air as possible is a good thing. Oh, that was the other neat medium size. I was thinking of getting a JCB tractor as well, just because it would be faster. I mean, the other option is we could actually use the truck and a trailer, yeah, regular semi-trailer for doing this sort of haulage. Again, I don't want to waste the cash right now on that. We do have a loan. We'll probably pay off 50,000 of that before tonight so as to incur less interest on it. I think the silage we have is about possibly £60,000 worth of silage. So we'll be able to pay off a total of 100,000 over the next couple of days. Already the front window is getting streaky. Sorghum does have a good working width, so I can stick it in the middle of the silage bumper and it tends to pick everything up. There we go. Ay, ay, ay. So we looked at the fields. So crop prices, where's crop prices there? So we're now normalising at this level. This will be January next year, and these will normalise back to double what they are now. I'm not going to easy economy, which would double again. But this will be the graph for prices for the rest of the year. This, as I said, will normalise next year to the new standard. We don't have wheat, we'll have oats, which, same again, selling in winter. We've got canola, selling at the end of fall, okay. And we've got sunflowers, which don't sell then. Look like end of winter, beginning of spring, and soybeans. That's a darn good price for soybeans. These should be whatever they are. Soybeans summer crop sale, okay. Wool winter. Animals. Do you want to buy animals? Dorset sheep. Could buy time to buy sheep. It might be worth considering buying some sheep. Sheep we have aren't really costing us a lot. I'll have to reverse that back a bit. And it's just water and hay, and we got a ton of hay. I'm pretty much putting one bale of hay in with them every every 3 or 4 days at this point. So we could go and get some more sheep, because breeding season should be coming up very, very soon. Yeah, we have no pregnant sheep. Obviously, they make new sheep in spring normally. So I might need to go and get the animal trailer attachment for our Johnston trailer. Consider that. What was the other thing I wanted to look at? That's the vehicles. Are we keeping everything in? Oops. Oh, the Valtra needs a service. Valtra has the adjustable weight on the front and the sprayer, so that's the whole spraying kit. Hasn't been serviced. We'll probably service that before we put it away for the year. Everything else is pretty good condition. Anyway, money. We have 300,000 in debt at the moment. Let's take that down to $250,000. Not quite that much. There we go. $250,000 in debt. We should be able to do something about 50,000 of that tomorrow as well. We done? No, we're not done. Okay. It's interesting. It does have a little bit of an issue finding stuff when it's at altitude. Off you go. There. Obviously filling from the back is crazy because that would be overflowing. I've done it normally. Okay, that's good. Lamps on. Let's roll. I'm trying to remember if I have a bucket. I might have to scrape the edges with the limber. I don't know. Oh yeah, I've got a bucket. It's over by the sheep field entrance. I bought it to clean out the sheep, but frankly haven't used it that much. I think the nearest land with a small amount of trees on it costs about 80,000. I'm gonna want 150,000 for a good sized front loader tractor. We've got the logging trailer and we have a chainsaw, so we can chop trees down and make money. It's just that I don't have a way to lift the trees off the ground into the trailer right now. Short of the strongman mod, which I kind of like to avoid using too much. I'm using it to correct problems with loading stuff onto a trailer with the front loader, because frankly farm sim physics sucks still. I'm not going to go with auto load trailers, but I would love to get me some auto load arms or forks. I had auto load Yeah, I could lease, I guess. We do have more than enough money to lease. Yeah, maybe we'll think about that. We could lease a medium tractor for this job. Although this job's nearly done, we still have the entire harvest to do. That's actually a good idea. We'll lease a tractor for the end of the season. It sort of goes against my philosophy in that I don't absolutely need one to do the rest of the year. But if I want to do a little bit of logging, then I do, it will facilitate making a lot of money very quickly. Okay, so we'll look into leasing a tractor once we've got rid of all the silage. And if I go with the favorite, yeah, that's a short lease cost. The per day is 1,600. Operating hours kind of pricey. And I'll buy the loader arms and attachments. Basically because we're going to use them anyway in coming years when we buy one. But leasing it temporarily, yeah, I'm good with that. We'll do that. Can't remember what I was talking about now. This is up. Maybe we'll do a little bit of leasing on the next trip in. It's time getting on for midday game time. Okay, while this is filling up, we'll set up the new tractor and go from there. Be able to skip putting hours on this thing for a while. Just as it ticks up to 25 hours in use. Okay, that's loading. We will. I kind of just bought a Fent, but anyway. We will get that. We will get it with. No. Those. We will get it with. I think 240 horsepower is just, actually that's how much a 240 horse tractor should cost us. 220, 180, definitely don't want 180. I can get away with 220, it's not a big deal, and it's 10,000 cheaper, so leasing cost will be lower. Don't need GPS, do need a front loader attacher, and we lease that. Back, front loaders, don't know what arms I have. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about, was front load, what's it, auto loaders. I would love some auto loader. So what's the deal with that? So greater than 150 horsepower, CSC pack, that's 8,000, and so is that. Okay, and make that the same colour as the Fent. I don't know which colour I've got. Yeah, that'll do. So I will buy that. And actually, that one there, I will buy that. Okay, the only thing we don't have is the land. And again, I don't mind borrowing to buy land. So, we will pretend to be the shop owner and get this all set up for me when I turn up. No, because I know full well if we max out the loan, we will lose. We'll lose the farm basically. So is that the right colour? Near as I can tell, yes. So that will be our new tractor. Let's get back to the yard and move that back a little more. Oops. Yeah, okay, we did that. And the big thing I want to find out is we are down to 154,000 litres left. We'll drop to about 150. So there's still 7 trips worth in the bunker. I must admit I haven't been really paying attention to how many trips we've done so far. Oh, that's not full. Come on.